Hello and welcome! I don't think there's much to report on in the garden this week, but we'll take a look around and see what I can find. I know there's quite a few cucumbers ready for harvesting, so we'll definitely pick those. I don't know how many there are, it'll be interesting to find out. The melons are doing nicely as well. A problem I do seem to be having with the melons is pollination. Now of course in the polytunnel I have netting door screens at each end. I have the doors open to let the air through, but the screens up to stop the pest insects getting in. Yet the tomatoes and cucumbers all seem to do okay in here. The melons not so good. I have been hand pollinating in the hope of getting more fruits. I also left the net doors open for a while to let some more bugs get in. And by a while, I mean a couple of days. I've got a much bigger wire mesh framework on the doors, so the rabbits and deer can't get in, but hopefully the butterflies and bees can. I've seen a couple in here. I've also had a little bird flitting around in here, and it took a peck at one of my Minnesota midgets. So my larger melons I've started putting into netting bags just to protect them. Just before we go on a wander, I said I'm having difficulties with pollination, and hand pollinating is fine, but I'm also struggling to find very many female flowers. There's loads of male flowers on the melon plants, but not so many females. I don't know how well we can see. Where are we? I'll go back down. I don't know how well it shows up on the camera. Oh, mind my feet. But this particular melon is almost at the roof. So I've added an extra string going across to the other side. So hopefully I can train it along there. So lots of lovely big cucumbers. So we'll have this one today. Keep twisting. Off you come. Doesn't want to let go. There we go. This one will be ready in a couple of days. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. Hiding behind the leaf. Go there. Any more on this plant? I saw one earlier. There we go. Okay, that's two from this plant. Let's see what's ready on the other plant. And a few to come. There's one here. Another one over there. Nice. 3 big fat cucumbers today, and I can see 6 little ones that'll be ready next week. Fantastic! I also spotted my first baby gherkin this morning. Here's my first tiny little gherkin. I was beginning to think this plant wouldn't have any fruits. I've been waiting so long. Well, in just the last week since I filmed my first discovery of these melons on the plant, they're growing really well. It's getting quite a decent size already. Now there's been a little bird in the polytunnel hopping about, and he took a peck at one of my Minnesota midget melons. So since then I've decided to protect these in some net bags. I've got myself some fruit produce bags from our local Tesco store, and I've put each of my precious melons in one of these netted bags just to stop that little bird taking pecks at the rest of my fruit. So in you go, and gently. Now the bags aren't holding the weight of the melon, they're just protecting it from being damaged by anything that wants to give it a peck, or even a nibble if there happens to be a mouse around. And there's 2 of them. Here's another one underneath. Where we gone? Under here. There's the other one, all hiding in the leaves. There's the other one. 2 lovely stripy melons. And this is my non-stripy melon. It's the same size, also protected in a net bag, This one has the advantage of resting on the floor, so I've given it a nice little cushion of soft dry grass. This was the first Minnesota midget I noticed, and here's where the bird took a peck. As the fruit continues to get larger, that hole it pecked at looks larger too. Hiding in these leaves is another Minnesota midget, doing very nicely. And another new little tiny melon. Oh, if I can get it in the leaves. I don't know which variety this one is. Oh, I can see one further up the plant. Fantastic. Up the netting we go. Where is it? Here. There we go. There's another little one in there. That's new. Haven't seen that one before. For any of you that are not used to trying to hand pollinate melons, cucumbers, pumpkins and squash, this is the male flower. Obviously pumpkins and squashes will have a larger flower. This is one off of my melons. But there's no fruit at the back of it. It just grows out into the stem. Let's go and see if we can find a female for comparison. There we go, I found a female. So the same yellowy flower at the front, but at the back of it, we've got this little swollen melon part. It's going to be the new melon fruit if we can get it pollinated properly. So let's get the male and stick him inside. Right, so I'm taking one of the male flowers and I'm going to peel off his petals so I can get in at the stamen in the middle and expose all that lovely pollen in there. I'm going to stuff this yellow polleny end inside my female flower. So here's our female flower, and I'm going to take my little bit of male pollen and stuff it inside and rub it about a bit. It's upside down, polleny side in. And hopefully that'll make a melon for us. I'm also going to leave this bit of male pollen just sitting here. If any future insect visits, it'll have a greater chance of knocking it into the right place. Oh, wonderful. This little one here looks like it's been well pollinated. It's fattening up nicely and its flower bud is dying off. It's not gone all pale and yellow. Now this was my first planted melon bed, and they're not strung up to the ceiling. I've just allowed them to go up this short bit of trellis behind me and trail along the floor. I was hoping when they set some fruits, I'll be able to pinch out the end growing tips and stop them trailing any further. But so far, no melons. They're kind of getting in the way, just managing to step around them. If they get much bigger, I don't know what I'm going to do. Start folding them back in on themselves, I think. What I will show you while we're in here is this beautiful gladioli. Now it grows here every year. I have no intention of ever digging it up because the ground it's in is actually quite rough and stony underneath, so difficult to get at. Usually it topples over and ends up flopping on the floor. This year it seems to have managed to keep itself upright for a change. It has the most wonderful combination of pink frilly edges with a pale buttery centre. The pineapple lilies are sending up a flower spike. This is when it most looks like a pineapple. Outdoors, this agapanthus is not huge. I planted them last year and they grew, but I didn't get any flowers, so I'm very pleased to see this one this year. Beautiful. My winter Calibres are showing themselves, planted a week ago and germinating. Some better than others. We move along, I've got a bit of blank space here, maybe they're just slower to germinate. And then a row of, what is that, broccoli. If you've enjoyed today's video, click that like button and let me know. Click subscribe and YouTube will make sure you see my next video. Bye for now and thanks for watching. And remember, whatever you're doing, have fun doing it.